Hello everyone and welcome. Lots of energy after that last depressing video. 2. Level 70. Abyss Armor, the Blackest Night, are compromised. The final quest in the Stormblood Dark Knight quests. You knew from the first that there was only one way this could end. God damn it, Mist. We're going to have to track him down and make him return the remainder of the ether he stole from you, aren't we? He said that when he was finished, naught would remain of him. Bloody vague and ominous to say the least. We'll have to press him for answers when we find him. You last saw him at Valga's Reach in Girabanya, yes? Right, we'll start there.
I'm going too. I won't take no for an answer. Sid's gotten better, but he's a long way from fully recovered. Besides, you'll need someone else to help you do the talking. Sid's no good at that.
Or no good at it. Do. Oops. Oh, I do wonder what the big twist's gonna be. It could be anything. Anything at all. Alright, let's do you first. Because the other two are right next to each other. Looking for a young boy, blue hair, you see? Reckon I would remember someone like that if they were to come this way, and I don't. Spoke with this fella before me. Well, spoke with the fella before me during the change of the guards, as we do, and he made no mention of anyone matching that description either. Alright, so Mist hasn't left, potentially, although there are other exits. Yeah. Like that one. Hello, Ironvold. Huh? What's that? You're looking for that boy too, are you? I was watching some birds late the other night when I heard someone skulking about behind me. Forgive me, I hear him saying, before he runs off and disappears into the dark. Then I realised it's quiet. Too quiet, Sleeping birds make noise, and mine ain't, because they're dead. Every last one of them. No wounds, or any other obvious marks. But there they lay, like the life was sucked right out of them. I don't know how or why he did it, but there's no denying that he did. I recommend, if you find him, you bring it to me. So he's trying to replace the ether that he's lost, so he can help more, potentially.
Ah yes, I remember the long-haired boy. Very curious, with many questions about the nature of ether. He conversed with one of the Adder conjurers for a time. I know not what they discussed, but from his expression, I gathered it was important.
Right. So yeah, it seems to be to do with ether manipulation. Also, god damn it, Miss, don't kill chocobos! You monster! There's literally chocobos outside! No, chocobos, there's literally monsters outside.
I have a bad feeling about this. I hope Mist hasn't done something stupid.
Has. Lot of unusual folk coming through the reach these days. Our inspector returns. Tell us, have you learned aught of Mist's whereabouts? Seen conversing with a conjurer and possibly killing chocobos? Not sure what to make of that, though we can be sure he stayed here for a time. But perhaps no longer. We learned but moments ago from Gillo here that a boy matching Mist's description was seen leaving the Reach. He is for the peaks, and so are we. Oh god. Alright, off we go. I've not been here in so long. Alright, this is more respectable than killing bloody chocobos. Maybe that was a test. That's why he was apologising. They're dead. Just dead. Like the chocobos in the story you heard. Maybe he was trying to, in a similar vein to Soul Eater, siphon some energy, but went way overboard, and that's how the chocobos ended up dead. Which is slightly more forgivable, but still sad. Also, these have harnesses. That's weird. Never noticed that. No visible injuries, no bleeding. Aye, it is as Rail says. These beasts died from no discernible reason. Just like the chocobos that man in the Reach claims Mist somehow killed. But it doesn't add up. Other than his singular magic, Mist was utterly helpless. Unless, was he always capable of this? But we know the answer already. He stole your ether when we first met. Even if he could do it, even if he did do it, why? We'll ask him when we find him. And this time, you'll let me do the talking. Search the east. Rail and I will head south. We'll meet in between if we find naught. And if we do, either you will come to our aid, or we to yours. Right. Definitely won't be me that finds him. As you survey your surroundings, you observe naught out of the ordinary. But on the edge of hearing, you hear a whisper to the southeast, perhaps? The southeast, you say? So I guess we are coming to their aid. Uh-huh. No, Mother! Really, Miss? Did you have to? Did you really need to? God damn. Alright, let's do this. I'm here, Sid. Our compromise. Proceed. Seven hells. I hate being right. On your guard. Mist has shown his true colors. The ether, or whatever else he took from those beasts, has given him tremendous strength. Contrary to his earlier warnings, conjuring another simulacrum wasn't the end of him. And of all the wonderful people he had to pluck from our memories, he had to choose Streed to Colonnade. He knows why we're here, and this is his answer. He summoned the monster that haunts Rail in her dreams and sent her screaming from her bed. Forgive me, Sid, but you gave me no choice. Say your name, your real name, yeah? Say your name, your real name. Shall I ask you the same? He who
He who holds the reins. Though it matters not, we are complicit, you and I. Can you even remember why you came here? Can you even remember how many you killed? How many lives shattered? How many stories ended? Upon the surface of the crystal are carved the sins of dark nights past, and yours are beyond counting, beyond fathoming, without end. Justice is an excuse, nobility is a lie, murder is murder. And though we are most definitely not without fault, it is this cruel, indifferent world which has made murderers of us all. But we need suffer no longer. I sought to make these broken souls whole, one by one, when in truth the solution was much more simple. A world beyond pain and suffering, and anguish and despair, a world beyond death, a world in which we never need bid farewell to our dearest friends.
And how many beasts will you need to kill to make this world of yours? How much ether will you consume to see it through? Bloody self-righteous sophistry from a mewling whelp. So your brilliant plan is to fill the world with simulacra of the dead, is it? And somehow that's supposed to make everyone happy? Well, you're right about one thing, I'll grant you that. This world is brutal, uncaring, without logic or justice. No justice but that which we make for ourselves, and I'll be damned if I give it up, so you can force your illusions upon us to assuage your guilt.
Did you not find comfort in your reunion with your master, even though you knew it was a lie? Did it not help you to unburden your soul, to find a measure of peace in this madness? I am not your enemy, not then or now. I will not fight you. All I ask is that you leave me to my duty. It's never too late to turn back. You are still a good person. You can still be a good person. So this is your answer. Maybe you cannot accept what needs to be done, but I can. Goodbye.
Nothing from you? Let's do this!
Ours is the greatest lie of all. We have to end it.
Oh, Hanone, see us to victory. Grant me the strength to strike down this foul creature.
I remember every face. They are watching and waiting.
Pray forgive me my sins for laying down with your enemies.
So many broken by this world, and then by you. So many. Woe betide the man who stands opposed to the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Woe betide the man who stands with the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Like sands through the hourglass, everything we fight so desperately to protect slips through our fingers. And what remains? What remains is us, only us, and the memory of our sin. To walk this path is to suffer, to sacrifice.
Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. I tire of this charade. Serve, save, slave, slay. I've sins aplenty, aye, but regrets, not so much. And if he wouldn't listen to me, the embodiment of good sense and pragmatism, then what hope could you possibly have? A house divided cannot stand, you know. This childish rebellion ends now.
What in the seven hells is this?
A compromise, I suppose. Our dear friend here refused to let me take the reins. But I wasn't about to stand idly by while that imbecile tries to do whatever it was he was trying to do. No hard feelings about White Rim, eh? Promise not to stab you in the back. It'll be just like old times.
The Dark Knight needs a sword. Take mine.
No! No! This is wrong! This is all wrong! I offer you peace, restitution, a chance to make amends. Do not think you are above it. Do not think that a reckoning will be postponed indefinitely.
When it comes, I shall welcome it with open arms. But today will not be the day, and you will not be the judge. We deal with the dross and the poor. A simple plan.
Look on the faces of your victims. They are legion. Again and again and again you kill. Do you feel nothing?
You know my heart. It bleeds like any other. These scars and sins are ours to bear, not to deny. But you, boy, I deny. Yours is the coward's way.
On a throne of bones he waits.
Dug deep for those magnificent bastards, didn't you? But lest you forget, we bested them before.
You defy the only rightful god! You of all people should understand. Let us settle this once and for all. No more games!
Why? Why won't they answer?
He's grown too weak to summon more shades.
There's no escape. I'll crush you!
The chorus falls silent, and the abyss.
Finish it, Alex! Use Soul Eater! Reclaim the last of your ether! Make us whole!
A reckoning will not be. Forgive me, forgive me. I ask, I beg, I pray, but it never comes. Again they go to join the multitude in the black oblivion of the abyss.
Such is our lot. Such is the fate of all who are born to suffer and to die. Do not seek forgiveness, for it will not ease the burden. It weighs as it should.
But what of the lost? Do they not deserve to live again? They do, in our hearts, and our souls, and our memories. No one likes having to say goodbye, but it's a part of life. That's what makes the time we share together so precious. You can't obsess over the mistakes of the past, or you'll lose sight of the future. of the people still with us, who need us more than ever.
The greatest strength is born of the flame in the abyss.
Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. Listen. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you.
Thank you. That is all I ever wanted. So, this is it. One last parting. One final farewell. After a fashion. In your darkest hour, in the blackest night, think of me, and I will be with you. Always. For where else could I go? Who else could I love but you?
Ah, they have left. Okay. Back to Ishgard it is. There I go on. Forgot night, you idiot. So yes, if you hadn't guessed it all along, Mist was the other half of the soul crystal, as it were. And a rather heavy-handed metaphor. Think of it as Mist is one half, Frey is one half, and when they come together, it makes a whole.
Ah, you're back. Welcome home.
You'll forgive us for returning to Ishgard ahead of you, I hope. Needed some time to think on everything that's happened in Girabanya. I won't pretend to know everything you've been through in your life. A man can never truly understand what's in another man's heart. What's in another's heart. And probably not their own for that matter. I'm pretty much rambling at this point, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I'm grateful for everything you've done for me and Rael. I like you. Or rather, I like you, not I like you. I respect you, and I'll always be here for you if you need me. We're fellow walkers of the path, after all. And friends, I'd like to think.
I've been wondering. Mist appeared at the same time the soul crystal cracked, yes? But which happened first? And why then and there?
Damned if I know. But does anyone truly understand how soul crystals work? What matters is that the crystal and Alex have been made whole. That said, a heart bleeds, a man weeps, a soul burns. Thence comes the darkness to consume. And few hearts have bled as much as his.
Speaking of bleeding, I think your wounds have reopened. If you would sit still, it would be much easier for me to tend to them. You should get some rest too, Alexander. Not all wounds are so obvious.
Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, praise Helone. She's right though. No need to overdo it by running off to the next battle just yet. If you must put one foot in front of the other though, why don't you go back to where this whole damn mess began? Mayhap you'll have an epiphany. Return to where it all began. Now this could be one of two places. Ah, okay, it is the other place. It could have been where this set of quests began, which is the last vigil, or where it all began, which would have been where we met Freya. It indeed was where this set of quests began. I had a feeling it was going to be that, but where it all began. I like that. What troubles you, Master Balius? Ah, Edmund! Ah, but of course! 'Tis bitterly cold this day. In times like these, one should be warming themselves by the fire. Not a day goes by without your name being spoken, you know. The soldiers and merchants often bring us news of your latest exploits. That said, to hear it from the hero himself would be much preferable. But there would be no expectation were you to call us. The pleasure of your company alone would be more than enough. Rare though I expect it will be in the days to come. But your destiny was never to remain here, was it? Though part of me wishes that you would. Forgive me, I find myself growing more and more sentimental in my old age. And in working on my memoirs, I have had to reflect on the darker chapters of my life. Hoshvan lived his to the fullest. And if his story is preserved for generations to come, then I should be glad of it. You will always have a place here, Alexander, for you are family. Now go. Do not let me keep you from your labors. The world waits for none, not even you. I know that I have to complete, but I can't yet. I need to read the text. Ruin the scene. Yeah, this'll go away. Alright, for the final time. Cid has at last accepted that Mist is not coming back to Ishgard. I didn't realise that this was the tick. And if we are to reclaim the remainder of our stolen ether, we will need to take the initiative. Braga's Reach was the last place you spoke, and so it will be there we go. In speaking with the people in Vralga's Reach, we learned that Mist stayed there for a time, asking questions for Conjurer regarding ether and perhaps being responsible for the mysterious deaths of several chocobos. He's been naughty to say the least. Cid isn't sure what to make of what we learned, though it seems fairly obvious to me what mischief the boy's been about. And you too, I hope. Anyway, it would seem that Mist was seen leaving the Reach and heading towards the peaks. The hunt is on! 2 beasts, dead, with no discernible injuries. Now, where have we heard that before? Cid finally realized that the boy must have sucked them dry of their ether, in the same way that he stole our ether. Needless to say, he is far, far more dangerous than he appears. A pity it took you all this long to say it. Wrong way, wrong way! Ah, that's actually really funny. He'll kill Sid and Real if we don't hurry. In the quest, you hear a whisper in the distance. That's Freya yelling, "You went the wrong way." And now the betrayal. Mist believes that the only way we can atone for our sins is to undo them with his simulacrums. Every life we took, every death that weighs upon our soul, he would make amends for it all with his beautiful lies. I can end this charade, goddammit. I can end it. Now is the time. You need me. You need me.
You need me.
So it goes. If you would not forsake me, then of course you would not forsake him. And so, neither can I. He is a fool. But he is our little fool. The little boy who wanted to make this cruel, twisted world a better place. Futile as that is. He's going to get us killed one of these days. But what can I say? I love him, I forgive him, and you. Do you recall how we came to this place? At a friend's behest. In the midst of a raging blizzard. As we drew closer to the gates faded into vision, and the towering spires. The man bowed low and bade us follow him. Up the winding stair, far from still smouldering ruin to untouched splendour. There we found a warm home, and a warm hearth. And warm hearts. Oh, it made me cry. It makes us even more upset that I'm going to skip this. Abyss Armor and the Blackest Night. A Dark Day's Night 3. Alright. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da da. Back to the Forgotten Night. I'm very glad that I decided to not complete the quest there, because there was a lot of very interesting information given to us. You. Alright. No, inventory, not character. Nope, wrong one. Oof, one space left. Wait a minute. I don't recall buying that. Whatever. Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I've... Idiot. So yes, the Master's armor. I thought that I recognized it. It actually looks pretty good. Doesn't have a visor. Oh, it does! I was going to say it doesn't have a visor, I don't think. It totally does. It looks... Ugh. I've thought about the path, and wherever I want to walk myself someday. But after everything that happened with Mist, I think I might want to pursue conjuring instead. Sometimes we have to do bad things for good reasons. I know that, I do. But I'd still rather try to avoid them if I can. If I was a better healer,
then maybe I'd have more options, or something. That Pajal, Isumayan, I could write him a letter.
Trouble seems to follow you wherever you go, doesn't it? And when it doesn't, you can't help but conjure it up. Anyway, how goes it? How fare you in Real? It would seem that the Countess's crusade died with her. No one has sought us out since that day. Even so, I do not expect these peaceful days to last. So long as there are those who prey on the weak and helpless, there will ever be a need for knights such as we. But I worry for Rael. I cannot abandon her, yet I would not have her be a party to what will come. Her walk the path? Aye, but she's just a... Her life is her own, to make with it what she will. If that is her desire, then we shall discuss it. Have you any thoughts on Mist? I try not to think about that strange boy and whatever he might have been. No one truly understands the nature of soul crystals, not just ours, mind. I heard a rumor once upon a time about paladins and establishing dominance. Bollocks, eh? Anyway, the one thing we know for certain is that the beings he conjured with his magic were not the spirits of the dead, but simulacrums born from the memories of the living. A memory is hardly a perfect accounting of past events and people, be it consciously or subconsciously. Our perceptions and feelings distort the truth. Take that woman, the cousin of Sir Ignis. She wanted to make him proud, and so he praised her efforts. Lodi's husband and Galleon's friend were similarly shaped by the desires within their own hearts. And no, I would rather not discuss the implications of my master soundly defeating me, yet somehow letting you win. The point is, those shades spoke not the words of the dead, but the truth of our own hearts. What we bore witness to were conversations with one's own self. At least, that's what I'm inclined to believe. But like I said, who knows? Soul crystals are strange little things. Perhaps it's best not to dig too deep. I should think you know as well as I, perhaps even better. Nevertheless, if you wish to hear the tale once more, I will oblige. Recall the story of the first, who was the rarest of knights, one who held his vow, sacrosanct, and strove ever to walk in the Fury's grace. This man, good and true, did what no one else had the courage to do. He passed judgment on a vile beast who had used his position in the clergy to commit unspeakable crimes. To wit, he cut down the clergyman before the eyes of gods and men, ensuring that the bastard would never harm another child of the broom again. The Holy See could not abide such action, of course. He was detained and delivered unto the tribunal. Though he won his freedom through trial by combat, he was later stripped of his titles and denounced for his deeds. But rather than lament his poor fortune, he embraced it. If they would condemn him as a dark knight, then he would take it as a title. He forsook the trappings of his past life, including his sigil and his shield which bore it. In its place, he came to wield something far more potent, a power born of the abyss which lies at the heart of us all, a darkness which can grant us great strength at a price. I once thought I understood this power, but then I met a band of singing Mughals, and well, I wouldn't say I'm conflicted. I'm rather certain that I have a greater understanding of the darkness within... I'm rather certain that I have a greater understanding of the darkness within than some furry little shites. Still, I'm not quite sure what to think. And with that... Ooh, can we cast this? Yes! And with that... 3, 2, 1... Poof! Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time! Well, I suppose it's actually going to be quite a while till we get back to these, because apparently the next Dark Knight quest isn't until you reach level 80. So, whew, it's way off. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!